So I'm late to making this video, but I've now studied Japanese for 1 year. It has been one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do, but it has been extremely rewarding looking back and seeing my progress. So I guess I'll start with where I kind of sit with my knowledge. I'm familiar with roughly 800 kanji. It's hard to say where I'm at vocab wise because I've learned different vocab from so many sources. I've definitely learned a couple thousand, I believe. My reading is definitely my strongest point. My speaking and listening comprehension are still in their infant stages, but I would say my listening has rapidly progressed since I first started. And my speaking I've just started with that. So right now I'd say that I'm still sitting at the N5 level. My reading is probably closer to the N4, but as a whole package, I'm probably at the N5 level. Listening's getting a little better. Speaking, I can say basic things like Watashi no ichiban suki na tabemono wa ramen desu. My favorite food is ramen. Just basic sentences like that. As far as what I use to study right now, I use Wanikani still for kanji, Bunpro for grammar. For reading, I use the NHK Easy Japanese News website, as well as an app called Todaii Japanese. So for listening comprehension, I watch a lot of YouTube. I recently started watching Polar Bear Express on Crunchyroll because it was highly recommended for beginners. And I also practice a lot of phrases and conversations with ChatGPT. Right now, the only speaking I really use is ChatGPT. Sometimes I'll try speaking to myself, but ChatGPT has been amazing. Whenever I want to practice speaking, it'll correct me right then and there. I feel like I've definitely improved with that. So I'd say my biggest mistakes were those very first few months where I started studying. I used Duolingo. I used a lot of those gamifying apps that gamify the language. They keep you interested, and the leaderboards, they're fun, but they really don't, they hinder your progress in my point of view. And then after that, it was just trying to dive right into these complex fairy tale type anime that I like watching, but I just have no business trying to listen to the Japanese right now. I could have spent a lot more time on some of those earlier N5 level listening comprehension YouTube videos, and that would have helped a lot more with my study. So my biggest breakthrough in studying has definitely been ChatGPT this past month or so. It's honestly like having a tutor in my pocket. Whenever I feel like listening, whenever I feel like speaking, it's right there. And when it comes to speaking, it takes a lot of anxiety and stress out of the situation. You'll never feel stupid or just anxious and self-conscious about what you're saying because ChatGPT will just correct you, let you know what's going on. There's no judgment. It's definitely been the biggest stepping stone as far as confidence for me. It's definitely not for everybody, and I know a lot of people hate it. A lot of people think it's very good to get those awkward interactions because it'll make the mistake really stick with you. But for me, I've really enjoyed it. So to each their own. The biggest challenge when it comes to Japanese, and I feel like why a lot of people end up quitting, is motivation. A lot of times when people get into it, they think it's going to always be fun, or they're going to learn the language in 6 months or a year, and they're just going to be able to play games in Japanese or listen to anime and just have an amazing time, where there's going to actually be hours and hours and hours where your head's going to be down reading, studying grammar, studying all of these different points, and it's very hard to stay motivated because it's just not fun. And one of the things that I have been trying to do, for instance, before I go to bed every night, I normally like watching some random YouTuber play a video game because it's very de-stressing, just helps me fall asleep. So it's been hard. I've been trying to replace that time with a Japanese YouTuber that plays a video game. But the problem for me is a lot of those YouTube channels, my Japanese really isn't up to par where I can understand and enjoy the video completely. So I've been having this internal battle because part of me just wants to de-stress at night, watch something I really enjoy, but my Japanese isn't at the point where I can really enjoy a lot of these things. So that has been the biggest hurdle for me, is just staying motivated and keeping the grind going day by day by day by day. My biggest recommendation when it comes to this language is just staying consistent. If it's an hour a day, if it's doing your reviews, whatever it is, and just find something that keeps you interested. It's going to be very hard at times. Like I was saying, my Japanese isn't up to the level to really, really enjoy what I want to, but it's getting there. So you just need to stay consistent and find what works for you. I'm not one of the normal people who uses Anki all day, every day. I think I tried it for a few nights and it just wasn't for me. I didn't want more flashcard apps. I already use Bunpro and Wanikani, and I just didn't want to add any more to what I'm already doing. So for this next year of study, my goals are to increase my listening comprehension and my speaking abilities, get it closer to where my reading is, and then slowly move everything more towards the N3 level. So besides getting my listening comprehension and speaking caught up, I definitely want to someday live in Japan, at least for a few years, to really work on that immersion. And I'd love to start taking the JLPT test so I can actually see where I stand. And I'd say I'd like to have the N1 in maybe 4 to 5 years, but time will tell. For right now, I'm just trying to stay consistent and gradually improve. So thank you everyone for watching this 1 year update video. I know I didn't get too specific with anything, so if you do have any specific questions about any part of my study or mistakes or things I've done or avoided, please leave them in the comments and I will answer everybody's questions. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I will see you guys in the next video.